Hello folks, this is Ken Higby. Just a little bit about myself and everything on this for the Earthship Build Project for disabled veterans, so you understand what's going on and why. I was born and raised on a ranch in Wyoming, a cowboy, long-haired cowboy. I was drafted. I won the lottery, and my grandfather was an ex-military man, and my dad was an ex-military man. My great-grandfather was an ex-military man. So it was in the family, and so I went, and I had NJROTC, Naval Junior Reserve Officers Training, and so I went into the Navy part of it, and during that time it was just when the Vietnam War was ending and the soldiers were being killed as they were exiting and everything. So my grandfather said to go to the Navy recruiter and tell them that I was a bright young man and that I was good in school, and I was part of the chess club and the DECA debate team and part of the junior counseling. So I wasn't, as you say, ignorant of the things that were happening in the world. So I went to the Navy recruiter and told him that I wanted them to train me to be able to survive what I was being put into. And so being raised as a country boy and by parents and grandparents and great-grandparents that were loving and caring, it was a hard concept to understand the difference between love and understanding and taking the people and going into a war situation where you were trained to kill. And that's where a lot of our soldiers and everything are and have been, and it's through that the Earthship Build Project was started. And I want this video to show and to share my life and my feelings and why that I've built and are building the Earthship Build Project for disabled veterans right now. I have a program that I tried to start with Kickstarter, but they refused it because they don't want to be a participant in the Earthship Build Project because it's not doesn't match what they want to do. They want the fluff and the bright lights and all of this, and they don't want to have to cover something that is not politically correct, I guess. And you know, it's hard to imagine if you haven't been to war and you don't know what it's like to understand what is needed and what is necessary. And I'm saying this not in a flippant way or in and I don't blame, and I understand the Kickstarter program that they don't want to be involved in a project that is helping people with psychological, mental, emotional problems. But that is what's necessary, and I think that's on my side of it. I see every day the veterans who are homeless and on the streets with their signs saying, I'm a veteran, I'm a disabled veteran, I need a home, I'm homeless, I need money, you know. And I'm not just one of those people. I have a life that dictates and shows that it is better to just and to be homeless is a tough situation. And I understand that. And that's why we're building the Earthship Build Project for disabled veterans, so we can give them a place to live. Now, I'm just a single person with my service dogs, and there's Bob, and there's Bill, there's speller, and I have a cat and 18 chickens on the Earthship Build Project on the Little Redonda Mesa in Arizona. And this is where I'm going to retire. And my commitment to the oath that I took to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to help my fellow veterans and my fellow people is the importance of why I'm doing this. And hopefully this video can go out and people will share it, and so I can get as many followers as possible so that I can help, because I only have my Social Security and a disability, being disabled, have a disability check coming in, and I'm using that to go for the building of the project, and I need help. And I've tried to go to the government, the Congress and everything. They appropriated money for the build project in a way of $1.5 million, but the next administration came in and played politics and took the grant away. And I can't change that. I'm not political. I'm not trying to be political. I'm just trying to help. And therefore, I'm going public in letting the people, we the people, know what I'm doing, and I'm earnest about the situation, and I'm putting my all, as I did when I was drafted and went to war. I gave it my all to protect this country, and now I'm giving it my all in the latter parts of my life to help those who have given their all. I thank you for listening, and I hope that you can understand a little bit more about what I'm doing. And I have put Earthship Build Project stuff, and I will continue to put Earthship Build Project stuff on the YouTube, and so that I can keep the people who are interested and wanting and able to help me in some kind of a crowdfunding. Now, my disability is I have neural word blindness, which was caused by a blast, and it severed neural pathways, and I cannot read and I cannot write. And so I've learned to get along with it, where I listen and I talk and I think and I do. It's from my mind to my voice to your ears to your mind, and then from your mind to your voice to my ears and to my mind. That's how I have to work it. And I don't let the disability destroy my ability, because I have a very brilliant mind, and I'm not being narcissistic or anything. I just have been educated well by my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my parents, and my sister, who was 10 years older than I was a valedictorian, and I was her test patsy, where I would read the test questions that came. And so by the time I got to school, I knew all the answers to the test questions and everything by being the surrogate for my sister, my older sister, whom I really love and care for. And she's the only one I have left of our family alive, and she's 10 years older than I am. And so, and she has the ranch in Wyoming, and I have a ranch here in Arizona, which I'm building into the Earthship Build Project. That's just a little bit about me. Watch this, share this, and like I said, I'm not political. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm not liberal. I'm not conservative. I am what Thomas Jefferson started as a Unitarian. I believe that the unity of government. I believe in a three-party system where anyone who wants to bid for the presidency should have the ability to, whether they're independent, whether they are Republican or Democrat. And once they become a president of the United States, they forget and do away with their political affiliation, and they become a president of the United States, and we should be united, and we're not. And that's as far as I go politically. I understand that we are being torn apart right now by exactly what I went to war for to fight against, and that was socialism, fascism, communism. And I do still do my oath of upholding the Constitution of the United States of America. I took that oath, so help me God, and that was before God. And so it never changes, and it will never change. Thank you, and have a most wonderful day, and I will be back on YouTube.